Now, our channel is dedicated to sharing information that's useful to fellow motorcyclists, enthusiasts, people that like to work on their own bike, modify their own bike, paint their own bike, or all of the above. Or just go for some good rides and hang out with friends. We try to do it all on our channel. So I'm trying to introduce people to the idea that we have over 3,100 videos out there, and to look on our channel for any subject you find you would like more information on, custom paintwork, polishing, whatever, or the subject we're going to deal with on this video, converting sport bikes that have clip-ons to having handlebars. It's all out on the channel. You need to be in my channel and be watching the channel, and then do the search within the channel for the subject that interests you the most. Now, you can watch the whole thing in 4K, just adjust your device accordingly. On our video channel, one of the most common questions that I've had to answer, and I've typed and answered many times, is I have an R1 or a sport bike, an FZR, a sport bike with clip-ons, and I noticed your bikes have handlebars. How hard of a job is that to do? Is it easy? Is it hard? Do you need to buy a kit? Do you need to buy parts? Rather than typing this out over and over, I thought today what I'd do is make a short video that when somebody asks me that question, I can just send it to them. So this video is only going to be about taking a sport bike with clip-ons and putting what I'll call normal handlebars on it for whatever reason. The reasons can be varied. It could be that you're getting too old for the clip-ons, or some people just want to have a bike that's more comfortable to ride. And a lot of people have asked me, this is the funny thing, like with my R1, why didn't I just trade it in and buy an MT10? Well, an MT10 really doesn't have an R1 engine. Trust me on that. I know that for a fact. And what happens when you convert a bike to handlebars from clip-ons, there's a couple of do's, a couple of don'ts. Some of the things are easy to figure out, some a little tricky. I'm going to try to include them all on this video. Now, I've done some bikes, like the FZR was the first one I did, and it was a little tricky in the beginning, but certainly nothing you couldn't figure out if you just did a little trial and effort. So the first question most people ask, they want to fit on a set of handlebars. Okay, how do you hold the handlebars onto the bike? Well, these are from an RD400. I bought them off eBay. They cost me $15, I think. And you do need some way of attaching the bars to the triple clamps. However, the triple clamp, the hole that this goes in, is already there for the clip-ons. Sometimes if you buy the more modern ones, some of the more modern bikes, the RD parts will fit right in. Sometimes you have to open up the hole. I've had it both ways. But that allows you the option of putting any bars you can bolt to those triple clamps. These are all the normal handlebars that are commercially sold. So that's step one. You have to have a way of hooking the bars to the triple clamp. Now you could buy, I'm sure they make aftermarket things. They make them in chrome or whatever. But these were available, and I just got them off eBay, painted them to match the bike, and they work perfectly. Now just to show what you can get off eBay, and I got this off eBay. This is another set, and I didn't know if I'd ever need it, but I wanted to get it while I could. And this is a top part of an RD400. It has a safety pin in the bottom. It's rubber mounted. And again, I don't think I paid more than 20 bucks for this. I bought it years ago, but I wanted to have spares. You can wire brush all the rust off, paint it to match the bike, paint it silver or flat black. And basically that's the stuff you need, that and handlebars. And maybe it'd be a good time, if you're doing this, convert over to steel brake lines anyway. The FZR, exactly the same, and that gives you a lot of choices of what handlebars you want to put on a bike. So the next thing you have to figure out, what handlebars do you want to put on a bike? So the thing to always remember too is what's comfortable for one person or convenient for another person, not so much. And getting the motorcycle to be comfortable, that it feels like they made that motorcycle for you. They built the motorcycle around you to make it comfortable. To me, that's very important. Some people, not really that important. They would rather have other features like being stylish or whatever. But being comfortable is really important to me. So in the time I had the R1, one of the things I did was buy a set of these, they're called SWAT bars. And what they do, they raise the bars up. Let me see if I can show this. They raise the bars up. You use the original clip-ons, or you can use, not the original clip-ons, the original parts that come with this, or you can make your own that have a bend in it. You can cut a handlebar up, of course, and put it in there. But these, I don't think are available anymore. They're SWAT, S-W-A-T-T. When these originally came out on the market years ago, I bought a set. I have loaned this out to both Vlad, I think Vinny had it too, to try on their bike. And of course, you need to just have a part. See, this even has a weight in the end. What does that tell you? So these are a possibility. I don't know if you can even buy them anymore, but I found the regular handlebars. The best thing I did is the way I have the R1 right now, and you can check that out on the end of the video. Now in my inventory I had several sets of normal handlebars, drag bars, whatnot. And what I did, I bought rental bars. They make them in several different heights. I bought one of each, and I started with the lowest one, wound up with the highest one in the very beginning. Now the rental bars are very good quality, but they have one feature that's not real good. They're hollow and they're lightweight. So what happens is there's no end weights in here. And you have to somehow, if you're going to put these on a modern sport bike, you should have some end weight. Exactly what all modern bikes come with, these weights on the end of the bars to kill off some of the vibration. So if you're doing rentals, you probably have to come up with some solution for that, or live with some vibration at some RPM. Now on my R1, I was converting the bike over to steel brake lines, so it was very convenient. While I was converting it over, I just ordered the brake lines an inch longer than I thought they should be, so I would not get into a position where these were under full stress as the forks unload all the way. And these I got from eBay. They were not a big deal to get. They come in all different lengths, sizes, shapes. They even make kits, but keep in mind, if you buy a kit, it assumes an R1 would have clip-ons. So you're better off to measure the length that you need after you have the handlebars that you're going to use in place and a master cylinder. Measure that length, and whatever you think it is, add an inch. On a bike like the FCR, you don't have to add anything. The hose was plenty long, but again, each bike is going to be different, but that's one dimension you have to take into account, or you may have to buy a longer hose. Number one. And when you originally set it up, you find out, in some cases, not all, the clutch cable needs to be rerouted. That's a stock clutch cable, but I took the gas tank off and rerouted it through a different set of little valleyways to get there, and I did not have to buy an aftermarket clutch cable. But I'm thinking if I had to, probably the one from an MT10 is probably a direct replacement. But in this case, I did not have to buy that. That fit fine. Now luckily, all the wiring, I put it in one of these covers just to make it neater. I had to reroute it. I had to take the tank off, reroute it, and attach it to the handlebars, but it did fit. I did not have to replace so far. I've had 5 or 6 different sets of bars, and the wiring was always just long enough. I don't think it's an inch longer. I think if you were putting some bars on, you might have to redo that. But with what happened with this bike, I wound up putting GS bars that are stock to a GS 1100E. Seem to fit my ergonomics, what I want. In fact, I liked it so much, I got another set of GS bars, and they are hard to find on eBay. But they do have the weight built into the end, and that's what's nice. They also have something that rentals are kind of straight. These have the right sweep. So when you're sitting, and my height, I'm just 5'11", and those bars are just like, they are in exactly the right place. Now, then you can still get down, if you don't have a radar detector, you can still get down under the windshield without a problem. But the GS 1100E bars are the ones that work for me. They're actually pretty good on a GS 1100, and they are difficult to find. Again, the rentals, they don't have the sweep, so a lot of times you have some kind of an interference problem that you don't have with the GS bars. So once you get everything in place, and I leave everything loose, all the adjustments loose, I like the idea. Now, a lot of people don't. They want those little tiny mirrors that you can't see anything out of because they look cool. I want to have real mirrors for my own. It's just my personal vision of how I want to ride. I want to see what's behind me, and I don't want to see my shoulder. So these little clips are available again, and you can adapt the mirrors. These are aftermarket mirrors that are about 20 bucks a set. I painted them. And these the clips that adjust them, they're available in reverse thread and regular thread. I got them from Amazon even, and they were about 20 bucks too. So the mirror conversion is about 40 bucks. The two sets, I think they were 20 bucks, 15 bucks. Not hard to find either. It's a common RD part. They may even make them in aftermarket. And of course, the hardest part of the whole job is finding a set of bars that you're going to be happy with. And then converting and getting everything. I would do this. I would leave everything super loose, sit on the bike, get it in the position you're in, and then start checking for things that interfere. As an example, I just want to show this. When you turn the bars lock to lock, it just makes it. Well, on this side, I had to put a little notch because I wanted these bars, and I was so comfortable with these bars. So there's always something that you need to adjust and figure out if it's interference. But in the end, if you spend the time to do it and patiently, you find out it'll all fit. Now, like everything in the world of motorcycling, one of the hardest things you have to figure out is you buy a motorcycle and you make it fit you. Now, if you're doing track days, yeah, probably you want to keep the clip-ons. If you're doing a lot of long-distance riding with any sport bike, maybe you want something other than clip-ons. That's all personal taste. I've done it several times for other people too, and it seems like it's something you're able to do, but it does take a lot of fiddling to do. Now, one final thing, on my 750, all I did was make spacers that go under the bars. So what happens, let's see if we can get around here and show them. They're in there, and they raise that up whatever distance you need. But in my case, it made the bike much more comfortable for me to ride on long trips, long distances, and I don't think I traded any performance away at all. Now, I got Renthals on the RD, and they have a very little sweep. They're relatively low. I've already had these on the R1, in fact. But on the RD, I like the feel of these, but there is one thing I haven't done yet. I haven't figured out how to get some bar end parts on this. That's coming maybe this winter. I'll have time to machine some parts up. You really, when you have lightweight handlebars and you don't have that weight on the end, keep in mind, there's a reason they have the weight on the end. Now, a GS has it built right into the bar, and when you put those bars on a sport bike, yeah, you're home free all. But modern bikes usually have them that you can unscrew them, replace them, put heavier ones on, lighter ones. Some people take them off to save weight. I'm not so sure that's a good idea, but anyway, I hope some of the ideas, some of the technology, some of the things I've done over the years have some benefit to you, and I will not have to type this out anymore. That's how I converted bikes in my collection from clip-ons to handlebars. And thanks so much for watching.
So if you are new to our channel and you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. We also cover riding in all different seasons that are as appropriate as we can. We like to do graphic and paint work from time to time. Usually it's in the winter. We hang out with our friends, try to get their bikes on the videos too. We love to do evil twins. Anybody that knows what an evil twin is will enjoy the channel. We do carbon fiber repairs, some of the things that you will not find anywhere else on the internet. General maintenance on motorcycles. And we try to get a video out almost every day. Sometimes they're about our model railroad or our experience with model airplanes or with antique bikes or with the first superbike, the GS 1100E. But in the end, of course, it's about having fun with whatever motorcycle you ride. And we do enjoy every type of bike. That's the problem. Life is too short. And I love every one of the bikes in my humble collection, and probably some of the bikes in your collection I'm jealous of. And of course, the one Karen got me for my birthday, my beloved MT-09. And thanks for supporting the channel, and thanks so much for watching.